Today I'm in Zloriku da Beira. Take note of your controller configuration to make the most of this tutorial. As you probably can tell from my previous videos, I like castles. But don't worry, I won't bother you with the story behind them, just how to get cool shots of them. So let's just get started with the tutorial. For our first shot, we will do a manual droning, but with a little twist. Instead of simply going back and up, we will be moving back and left while moving up and tilting the camera down. This is a great shot to show the surroundings of our point of interest. Let's now get a little closer to the castle to prepare for our next shot, where we are going to move down while tilting the camera up. This is another great shot to show the background behind our point of interest. One major difference between this shot and the previous one is that in the previous shot we shifted our focus slowly to the background by moving the castle out of the center of the frame. Whereas in this shot, the castle is always in the center of the frame, and the background just comes into frame behind it. For our next shot, we are going to move away from the castle by just moving backwards. And to make this shot a little more interesting, we will pass as close to the pole with the flag as possible. To make sure that I don't hit the pole or even the wall of the castle, I will first do the maneuver forwards and take note of the altitude I'm flying at. Another way to avoid crashing your drone into things is to simply have the drone in line of sight, but that might not always be feasible, especially if you don't want to appear in the frame. For our next shot, we are going to do an orbit where we will start very close to the tower of the castle and slowly reveal the background. This is one of my favorite outro clips, and it goes like this. First, we establish a rotation around the castle by moving left and back while rotating right. And when it's time, we tilt the camera up to show the background. One mistake a lot of new drone pilots do is to fly too high off the ground. So for our next shot, we are going to fly closer to the ground and film the inside of the castle. To make the scene even more interesting and dynamic, we are going to fly as close as possible to the trees in front of us. And we are going to do that by moving in front and left while rotating right and moving up. Perfect. Let's next get a top-down view of the castle by just moving up. And for our final shot, I came all the way down to capture the castle from the foot of the hill. This shot will take a little longer than the previous ones, but it is worth it. The goal of this shot is to fly towards the castle while increasing the altitude of the drone and keeping the castle always in the center of the frame, with the intent of ending up above the castle with the camera pointing completely down. And we are going to achieve this by moving in front and up while tilting the gimbal down. And that was it for today. Click this video next to see the end result of this tutorial.